Hey there again, Board Game Brody here with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Like this roll and write spaced star-themed game, Observatory by 25th Century Games. In this game, you will be rolling dice and choosing ones to use for placing out stars on your grid and then researching new equipment to use to help you find even more stars. It's an easy game to pick up and play. It can be played with 1 to 5 players and it takes about 30 minutes to play. Let's get into the specifics. We have a round tracker that is different for each player count in the game, and it will change when players receive bonuses that are shown in red. So to begin, each player has their own player sheet, a pencil to mark on it, and then there are 2 stacks of constellation cards. You can think of these as goal cards in the game. There are big constellations, which give more points, and then small constellations, which are easier to complete. At the beginning of the game, you are dealt out 3 of each type, and with that, you will have 6, and then you will decide on 4 to keep, and they are placed face up in front of you for everyone to see. 3 of each type are then placed out to form the night sky, and these cards can be grabbed for you to complete more constellations with time when you complete your others. You then take turns, and the starting player has the first player marker, and they will roll all 4 dice included in the game. The 3 blue dice are standard dice, and the yellow is a shooting star die. After rolling, all players will be taking turns at the same time, but the active player's turn is a little bit different than all other players because they are the only one that can use the shooting star die. All other players use the 3 standard blue dice. They will choose 2 of them that will be used to make coordinates on the grid on their paper to place a star. 1 die is used to determine the row, and the other die is used to determine the column. A number 1 isn't seen on the grid, it's a wild and can be used as any number. After you decide your numbers and narrow your location down by intercepting those 2 coordinates, you'll place a star in one of the 4 boxes within those coordinates. Each number for each row and column has 2 boxes, and you're trying to place stars to form patterns shown on your constellation cards. But your constellations cannot use the same stars, nor can they have any of the constellation lines touch any part of another constellation. So you are simply trying to place these patterns out separate from each other. But you can rotate the pattern, but not mirror it. And you can complete any constellation card at any time, drawing the lines between the plotted stars to match the pattern shown on that card. When completing the constellation card, you will gain the bonus shown on the top left at that time, and the points will be given to you at the end of the game. This might be a free star placement for your free action, a free research mark, or a shooting star, which lets you plot a star in a row or a column that matches that number shown. With 3 dice to choose from, 2 will form your coordinates for your star, and the 3rd die will be used for research. Research is shown on the bottom of your paper, and you will use the value on the 3rd die to cross off a number for the research that you want to try to finish. The lens will let you change a die's value up or down 1 value, but only for yourself. The drive will let you choose a number between 2 to 6 right in the box on the top right of your paper, and that number, when rolled, now becomes a wild. The finder gives you 4 free stars shown on the top right of your paper, and you can use them as you place out anywhere to complete constellation at any time that you would like. You use them as you please. The filter will let you gain bonuses from finishing a constellation a 2nd time. And the funding will let you gain extra points for each space you fill in before the end of the game. After you fill in 3 numbers for each research type, minus the funding, you will gain the bonus shown on the right side, which is a free star to place or a free research of any number that hasn't been crossed off yet. This bonus is the same bonus when the round marker moves to a red space showing that same bonus. The active player who rolled the dice will have an extra action. They will use 2 to make coordinates for the star. The special shooting star die is used to make a 2nd star using its number as one of its coordinates, and the other coordinate can be any number. So this shooting star die makes it easier to place a star in a location that you really wanted. And then you will also take the last blue die to gain a research as well. So the same as everyone else except the extra star from the shooting star die. After everyone has time to use their dice, if someone has less than 4 constellation cards, they can take one from the night sky to set face up in front of them, or they can take one from the top of any of the 2 decks, small or large. If a card from the night sky is taken, then a new one is flipped out to take its place. So there will always be 3 of each type face up on the board to choose from. The dice are then passed to the player to the left, and a new turn begins. This continues until everyone has had a chance to roll the dice. When the round ends, the round marker moves once, potentially activating a bonus for all players, or if not, then play continues as normal without having a bonus. Players continue taking turns writing down on marking stars on their sheet, researching to unlock bonuses, and when the round marker moves to the last spot on its track, players take their last round of turns, and then final scoring is performed. You gain points for completed constellation cards, counting the points shown on the top right for completed Asterim cards, which are cards with an A on the top left instead of a number. These don't have a point value for each. Rather, you score points according to how many Asterims you have completed following these values. So 1 Asterim is 1 point, but 6 is 21 points. And 6 is the most that you can score. You can score 1 point for each funding space filled in, and 1 point for every 2 unused stars on your star map. The player then with the most points then wins the game, with ties going to the player with the fewest completed cards. And I hope that lets you play Observatory, marking stars out on your sheet. Again, this is Brody with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table like this one here, Observatory, a space roll and write game of forming constellation by 25th Century Games. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We are working hard to bring to you videos like this one so you know if these games are ones that you want to get to your own table.